Hello there. Welcome back to a smexy little segment I like to call Story Time with Trikicat. Uh, this is an excerpt. Well, let's be honest. This time, this is actually a short story. I'm gonna tell it in it's in a story form, and this was written for a magazine, and since then it's been published in 4 magazines. Uh, the title of this short story is Are You Coming to the Trees? So the story is about a young man named Will. Will is out of high school, and so far he is having success at his job. He's climbing up the corporate ladder in a popular factory in Chicago. Will is a young man of simple pleasures. What he enjoys is not often, the simple pleasures of cigarettes, candy, or even sex. Will appreciates peace, quiet, and good aesthetics. Will walks to his job through the city. It's part of his morning routine. He doesn't have a car yet, but he figures that he's saving money by not buying one. Every morning he stops by a small park, one of the few remaining parks in Chicago. It could hardly be called a park. It's more of just a clearing set apart from the busy streets. And he particularly likes to sit on a bench facing the trees. These 3 trees he usually looks at every day. Very tall cedar wood trees. He often just likes to lose a bit of time, whether he's writing or drawing or just, enjoying the cold air against his skin. Will, he enjoys his time there. Maybe others don't recognize it, but Will sees it as one of the most interesting parts of Chicago. Every day that Will has gone to this park, whether Will was running late and he didn't have time to stop by this time, he had to go straight to work, or whether he was rather early and was there before there were even people there, Will would see a man, a very old man, sitting comfortably on another bench, seemingly just occupied by his own thoughts, looking forward. He seemed very comfortable, though, very content. An old man with a large, round pair of glasses with a mahogany rim. He had heavy, dark green and brown clothes on, a scarf, baggy pants, boots. He was a very comfortable looking man, very peacefully happy man. Not quite showing it with a smile, but, you could just sort of recognize that the man was happy with his presence, the way he sat. So, without realizing it, Will took a liking to the man. It was often nice to see him there. He never waved. People in Chicago aren't very friendly to each other, but he felt as if that place there, it was a nice place in which those two recognized each other and could enjoy that place together. One night, there was a busy day at the factory, and tragedy occurred. A large factory fire caused an explosion in the factory, releasing a lot of toxic fumes and liquids. Nothing so hazardous to cause any kind of mutations or radiations, but the fire spread very quickly, and unfortunately, one of the first places to be heavily damaged was the area that held the quiet street next to the park he visited every day before work. The trees in that small clearing, they were burnt nearly to their core. Barely any of them had branches, maybe one or two remaining. And of course this saddened Will greatly. Will was lucky enough to get another job at a neighboring factory because of his position in the previous factory, although the next couple days would be rough as his job was a lower position and he became a skilled labor worker rather than a manager. However, Will still felt a soft spot, although it wasn't as convenient of a route. He still took that street on his morning walks and night walks returning home in order to perhaps pay some final respects to that nice quiet place he lost. Not to his surprise, the old man no longer was seen there. Will decided, it's time to move on. And one day he decided he had to start finding a new route, a better route to walk to his new work. But he thought of the old man, and after work, tired, walking home, he decided to pay the park one last visit. And on that night, he saw the hanging body of the old man he often saw at the park, suspended by one of the trees left standing in the park.